It's not that common, it doesn't happen to every guy, and it is a big deal. 4. Pain and guilt. I am high maintenance. I never deserved a prince like you. 5. Depression and loneliness. I just feel so alone. Who will buy my cashmere pants now? By the way, this is the phase where your friends tend to get bored and start checking their phones when you go through what his last text said for the zillionth time. And finally, 6. Acceptance. I need to find my own way to cashmere pants. And engaging with life again. Hey, maybe there's more to life than cashmere pants. And look, that hottie just swiped right for me. #happy days are here again. But if you're lodged in the black fog of loss, there is one woman who was famous for giving good grief, who can show us how to find our way through with style. Look a little further beyond the image of Queen Victoria as a dowdy old lady, swathed perpetually in black, face etched with lines of unimaginable pain. And a different story starts to emerge. Alexandrina, Victoria's mum, was the Duchess of Kent, and her dad was the 4th son of George III, making her 5th in line to the throne. But since her uncles were a bunch of old guys, and her dad died when she was a baby, her future as queen looked pretty certain from the off. She was raised by her mother at Kensington Palace, under the beady eye of her dad's former servant, John Conroy, who, by all accounts, was a power-crazed upstart who saw Vicky as his ticket to the top. Conroy and the Duchess devised a dark plan called the Kensington System, designed to make the young royal utterly dependent on her mother. They kept her under sustained surveillance right into her teens. Mum and daughter slept in the same room. She was not allowed to hang with other kids, and a strict routine was adhered to at all times. When she finally hopped up onto the throne just after her 18th birthday, it's said that the first thing Victoria asked for was an hour on her own, a luxury she had never had. Queen V very quickly realised that her only escape from her mum and Conroy had to be a husband. She'd had crushes before, most notably on Lord Melbourne, her first Prime Minister. But when her dashing German cousin Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg arrived on the scene with his luxuriant moustache, she had eyes for nobody else, and they got hitched in 1840. The couple were seriously hot for each other, but also feisty. At 4 feet 11 inches, Victoria may have been short of stature, but she had a towering personality, and she didn't take at all kindly to Albert's attempts to muscle in on all that ruling she had to do. Also, Vicky really hated pregnancy and breastfeeding, and suffered badly from postnatal depression. Despite this, they went on to have 9 children together. The firstborn a neat 9 months after their wedding. Whilst radicalism isn't quite what comes to mind when we think of V and A, over their 21 years of marriage, they shook up the image of the monarchy, taking an interest in social matters like child welfare and factory conditions, becoming patrons of many charities, and overseeing the Great Exhibition of 1851. Victoria leaned on her man in matters micro and macro, from which bonnet she should wear to diplomatic interventions with America. So when Albert died suddenly from typhoid at the age of 42, Victoria was poleaxed by grief. Official mourning was supposed to last 2 years, but she refused to appear in public for almost 3, earning herself the nickname the Widow of Windsor. She kept Albert's room untouched and wore black for the rest of her life. As she retreated further and further from view, the one thing that did rouse her interest was commissioning loads of public memorials for her angel. Oh, that and John Brown, her gilly, like a hunting and fishing PA, at the Balmoral estate in Scotland. Their relationship set tongues a-wagging, And one biographer believes they may have had a marriage ceremony and even shared a bed. But it's unlikely they ever did the deed.